The circle of fifths is basically a giant major scale on steroids. Looking at the C major scale, for example, the pattern is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. When you start on the fifth note of that pattern, you get the G major scale. And starting on the fifth note of that pattern, you get the D major scale, and so on, where all scales form a daisy chain sequence or an endless ring that we call the circle of fifths. And this pattern is consistent in all 12 keys. So clearly there's something going on here, and it's almost like music is trying to show us something. But with all of the letter names for notes, it's still sort of busy, both visually and conceptually. For example, although the G major scale is equal parts C and D, and we can actually see this overlap in the circle of fifths, this link is obscured by the letters C, G, and D, which aren't intuitively connected. Seriously, C, G, and D, how would you know that those letters are connected, or any of the letters in sequence in the circle of fifths? So instead of relying on the abstract letter symbols, there's a better way to picture the connection between keys, and that's using color. Because all the colors in the color wheel bleed seamlessly into one another, just as all the keys overlap as well. So you can see how G, red, orange, is equal parts C, red, and D, orange, and how D, orange, is equal parts G, red, orange, and A, orange, yellow, etc. It's consistent through all 12 keys. So what you hear is what you see, since the color wheel and the circle of fifths follow the very same pattern. They are the same pattern. And then all we have to do is convert the 12 keys of the circle of fifths back into the 12 notes of the chromatic scale, since that's the pattern we use to actually play instruments. But now all of the relationships that the colors reveal are baked into the notes themselves. And now that you can actually see sound, which is the very definition of music theory, you're basically unstoppable because the circle of fifths informs everything in music.